We now welcome on the call the head coach at the University of Maine, Jordan Stevens. Good morning, Jordan.
Morning, Rob. How you doing?
I'm well. You guys on the road Saturday night at FIU, year two for you. How ready are you to get going for your second season?
Yeah, really excited. We've had a great training camp, and been able to stay relatively healthy. So it's been really good to be in this position right now where we can start the week off, right with all of our personnel. So we're really looking forward to getting down to Miami on Friday and playing against a great opponent in FIU.
In year two, you've got new coordinators on both offense and defense, some new guys. What is the biggest difference the new coordinators have made, and are there some different philosophies that you're taking into this season on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, just to start, both great leaders. Steve Cooper on offense is a tremendous leader and has our offense going in one direction. And Jeff Commission, who I've had a relationship with, has done a nice job. Just getting back to some fundamentals. Block destruction, tackling, and that's something that we wanted to improve on. Is just be able to simplify a few things, but keep us in a position where we can make teams earn it, and really get back to that black hole defense.
First question this morning from Larry Mahoney. Good morning, Larry.
Morning, Rob. How are you?
I'm well. Good to hear from you. I think you're on mute, Larry.
Okay, you got me now?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. Thanks, Rob. Coach, just a couple injury updates, if you would. Who will not play on Saturday night due to injury? And then just handicap FIU. Obviously, they were on national TV against Louisiana Tech. Just tell me some things about them that you're going to have to keep an eye on, or what you're going to need to do to have success. Thank you.
Yeah, we're relatively healthy right now, so I anticipate anyone on our two deep to be active in the game. Just getting into FIU, really just looking at them, starting for them defensively, really year two with the coordinator there. So you see them playing in a really confident way and aggressive way, especially up front. They have length. Linebackers are physical. They'll run and tackle. They do have guys that can cover down in the secondary. So we're really going to make sure that we can take what they give us, be opportunistic, and really make sure we can stay ahead of the change and be productive on offense. Looking at them on offense, really, again, have some length up front, do a nice job in protection and playing to their personnel. So we'll need to be sound and be in a position where we can leverage the ball, keep it in front of us. That's how we're going to approach the game, but want to be aggressive on each side of the ball, like we will be in every game.
Jordan, we talked a little bit during the media day session about Derek Robertson takes over as the quarterback and got the opportunity to start 7 games a couple of years ago. But I know you've talked about how much he's grown and what a leader he's become, and just talk about the camp that he's had and how you are feeling about him going into this season.
Really, his camp was really, everything our coaches expected in terms of his growth, not only schematically, fundamentally, but just as a leader as well, finding his voice that way. I think it's definitely reassuring when you have a guy who started 7 games here in the conference to be able to have him step into this role. There's a level of comfort there that he's going to go out there and manage the game the way he needs to. But I love his fire, his grit, his passion for playing. I think that rubs off on the other players. He's a guy that has relationships on either side of the ball, and really our players feed off that.
You've got some newcomers in the other skill positions, both at running back and wide receiver, with the exception of Montego. Who are some guys that you see, maybe stepping into more prominent roles in those positions?
Yeah, starting at running back, Tavion Banks, the guy that played a role last year, his role has increased, and he's really. I've just seen him continue to be a guy that's on an upward trend since I got here. Going back to the spring of 2022 to last year to his spring this past year. Just a lot more productive runs, finding his way, finding his vision. We do have John Gay, a part of that pool of guys there, as well as newcomer Tristan Keenan. So, we're excited about the guys we have in that room and what their roles can be. I mean, you mentioned Montego Moss, a guy that we've really seen his leadership take off, and we've needed that with the exit of Xavier Scott and guys in that group who really carry themselves the right way. But been impressed with Montego. We have a couple newcomers, Joey Gillette, also a returner, and Jamie Lamson. Jamie has had a terrific offseason, got himself in great shape. So I'm expecting those guys to be just really rock solid players for us on every downs.
Let's switch to the defensive side. You've talked about trying to get back to that black hole defense mentality. You also have to replace quite a few guys there, but the area that you seem to have the most experience in is that secondary. Do you see those guys maybe being the leaders, at least early on?
Certainly, yeah. I mean, if you would have said last year, we lacked some experience in the secondary, and we were really young. I mean, looking at the going to the New Hampshire game, I mean, Kazir Bugs Brown, Shakur Smalls, Robbie Ryobi, all three of those guys did not play in that game. And, to have them back healthy, and, they definitely have a presence back there. Shakur Smalls does a great job just vocally getting our players aligned and really has a presence on the field. And that's certainly what you need at the safety position. But, I mean, you hit it. I mean, our secondary is where our experience is right now.
Who are some guys then up front in that front seven that have really looked good in camp and you expect to make an impact for you?
Yeah, starting from, I mean, Josh Lesin is a guy who has played a role here over the past 4 years, and his role has expanded into a starting position now. So really excited to see him continue to take off and grow into that. And, newcomers or guys who have been here, Jacob Tuiasosopo, a guy who's, since I've been here, just stayed on the rise and found his way into a starting role. Xavier Holmes, who play our boundary end. The linebacker position, we have guys that have experience, but they haven't been in that starting role. And Darius McKenzie, Christian Thomas, and Vince Thomas are captains. So, there's guys there that have played, but, they're stepping into that next role. And, we feel confident with them in just the body of work they've had in practice. We'll have them ready.
Talk to Coach Brown about this a little bit. A lot of FBS games on the schedule. Maine is very familiar with that. Some playing one, sometimes two a year, and have had success. You guys played really well against Boston College a year ago. Maine's won some of these games. What is your message to your team, and what are you looking to see when you play this type of competition right out of the gate?
I mean, certainly, a challenge right out the gate, and we're looking for our guys to play to our identity. I mean, we are not going to flinch, going down to this game. I mean, we're going down there to compete. I think that this is a very well coached team. And this is a team that we're going to need to play our brand of football, the toughness, the discipline. And we want to make sure we are in a position in the fourth quarter to win. And I think, our players are rallying behind that, and, really looking forward to getting down there.
Obviously, Miami, the weather's can be pretty hot, humid. Mm-hmm. Everything else probably a little different than when it's been in Maine. How have you guys addressed that in practice as much as you can? Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, some of our training camp wasn't that hot here, and just the way the summer has been. But we have addressed. I thought we had a great summer of just training and conditioning. We had our attendance was through the roof in terms of guys being here all summer. So, just looking at our team, for me, I have the vantage point of year one to year two. I think we're in much better shape than we were a year ago, from our conditioning standpoint. And that is going to play a factor in the heat. Not knowing what the weather will be, we'll be prepared, but, we have other things planned so we can manage that weather. Before I let you go, just maybe some general keys for your team to be able to pull off a victory on Saturday night. Yeah, we just want to be physical. That's going to be our the number one thing, a part of our identity is we want to be physical. We want to take care of the football. So, if we can do those two things, I think we'll put ourselves in a position to win. All right, Jordan, safe travels to Miami. Good luck on Saturday night, and look forward to talking again next week. Thanks, Rob. See you next week. All right, see you next week.